on the kitchen counter last. Oh. Oh my god, come on. Fucking thing. Come on. Oh fuck. There, that's it. That's it.
Can I assist in any way? Okay. Mm. Yes. What are you working on?
Yeah, we keep matching our clothes.
Are you matching? Like in style, yeah, like the clothes can.
The other day with the whatever they are, linen clothes.
I don't want to do any more live. I'm just going to bring live.
I was gonna say, do you want to take?
I can't control.
I was gonna say, do you want to do it by phone? Yeah.
We actually fuck this. Oh my god.
So not good?
No. What is this one? Oh. This one. Oh.
Started doing the 15 now.
No, that's already, oh, I don't have it up there now. Alright. Alright.
Give me 1 second as I come back into the space. If you have music, if you could press play now, that would be dope. All right, let's come on to a seated position. Ready? Bringing one shoulder forwards. We're going to start in that same rotation that we've been doing, taking the shoulder all the way up to the ear and then opposite shoulders coming forward. Good. Take a big inhale at the top and then exhale, allow it back. Now, while we're in this range, try to start taking your neck with you as well. Look over that shoulder, drop it down. Look over the other shoulder, drop it down. Good. Let's switch it opposite direction. Roll the opposite shoulder forwards. And again, start taking that neck with you. Drop it down, lift it up. Drop it down, lift it up. Good. Coming back in through neutral, going rib rotations today, focusing on right here. Ready? Take your ribs over to one side. You're gonna bring them all the way forward, chest up nice and tall. Ribs come to the opposite side and then rounding in through the chest as you're coming backwards. Inhaling on the way forwards and then exhaling on the way backwards. Now, also including your neck. So sometimes your neck gets a little bit too standstilly. You want to try and make sure that's lifting up to the ceiling with you, really presenting the chest forwards and then rounding and taking the chin backwards. Your hands can be on your legs for stabilization as well. Okay, let's go the opposite direction. Side, tuck under, lift up. Now find that breath work. It really matters. Inhaling through center and exhaling, rounding it up. Good, last one. Coming back in through neutral. Solid. Take your hands to your shoulders now. Same shoulder rotation, but we're going to lead with our elbows. Take one elbow all the way forwards. Take a big breath in, open through the chest. Both shoulders are open. So you're trying to think shoulder to shoulder open. Try not to round them forwards. Lift them up, then drop it down. Good. Inhale, lifting up nice and tall. And exhale, opening it up. So really thinking about how the front of your body is moving. And you can take your neck with you as well. Make it comfy. Good. Rotate the opposite way. And here we typically talk about like breathing. What is breathing? Diaphragmatic breathing, trying to think about really growing from the midsection of your body and letting your breath out slowly through your chest. Oop, I got lost in that one. Talking and doing this. I dare you. Good, and come all the way back down. We're gonna come in through center. Take your hands, pretend that the building's pushing in on you. Flex them away. Think about growing strong through the shoulders as much as possible. Lift up tall from the chest, keep the back nice and flat. Pull the fingers back towards you. This is where a lot of you are typing right now. Your forearms are gonna be on fire. Good, rotate your fingers backwards. Open through your chest, keep those arms as straight as possible, then look up to the ceiling a little bit. Good, come back in through neutral. Fingers to the ground, shoulders roll forward, drop your chin down. Good, inhale, all the way back through neutral. Exhale, open. Sorry guys, these are hard, but I have to do them, so you have to do them too. Coming back in through neutral, all the way down, roll. Last one, all the way in, all the way up. Good. Back in and relax it down. Oh, brutal, I know. Come onto your hands and knees. We're gonna do a little bit of shoulder work. All right, so we're thinking about connecting the hand to the ground. We're really trying to think about how the round happens as you're pushing laterally. You're starting at the top of the seat, dropping it down and coming all the way back up. Okay, come along for the ride. Round through the chest. Take a big inhale. Exhale, push laterally. And then slowly start at the top of that seat all the way down to the ground. Open the armpit to the ground. Make sure that your knees aren't too far forward because you're not going to feel it so much in your chest. Really try to make sure the knees are slightly backwards. Knees and hips are aligned. And then round all the way back up. Inhaling at the top. Good. Exhale. Push sideways and drop it down. 2 more. Super big inhale at the top. Take your neck with you. Exhale. Push sideways. Last one. Good. And coming all the way back through neutral. Let's go other side. Ready? Opposite arm crosses over. Round through the chest. Opposite hands there for a nice stability support. Inhale at the top. Exhale, push sideways and drop it all the way into your shoulders. Good. Hips are nice and square. Inhale, lifting up nice and tall. Exhale, drop it down. Keep it going. Last one. And come all the way back to central. Yeah. Aren't those awesome? I love them. Let's go into our wrists a little bit. Take your hands. Externally rotate them and put your fingers on the ground. Come onto your hands and knees. Try to think about your middle finger pointing at your knee. Arms are nice and straight. And exhale, sit down onto your heels and give a little bit of a stretch. Not super sit. You can even pull it into your fingers. Good. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Exhale again. Thinking back. Butt comes back. Peel into the fingers. Good. Keep it going. Now, what's cool about how your fingers connect to your forearms is you can change where you're feeling it. So sometimes when you're pressing into your ring finger or your middle finger, you'll feel something different. Last one, all the way in and all the way up. Good. Come back into neutral. And whenever we're extended one way, we want to go the opposite direction. So tucking those wrists under and give it just a little pressure. Slowly bring the fingers in towards the palms. Woo. And slowly allow them out. Good. Relax that out. Now our hands are externally rotated and they're going to be of symmetry. Take them onto the ground. We're going to go side to side on this one. Side over to one side. You can peel into your fingers or keep the wrists on the ground. And the cool part about this is you can kind of decide if you want to go into your fingers and pull the palm off the ground or if you just want to try and get into that forearm at the joint. Good, and come all the way back down. Move your fingers around, make sure they feel okay. Play with them for a second. Wah. Yeah, let's come on into a seated position. It's hamstring time. Good. Move your glutes out of the way. Sit right on your sit bones. Get sitting up nice and tall, and let's see where it goes. Just slightly walk it down. Ankles don't have to be engaged. See where it's pulling. So what's happening? Is it on your back? Is it in your calves? Normally it comes from one of two directions, or both sometimes. Good. Now move through the ankles. Flex into the toes. Bring the toes back towards your face. Ooh, see what that feels like. And then point the toes. So we're trying to acknowledge our front of the body and the back of the body. Keep it going. Flexed and point. And when you start realizing you have 2 to 3 different layers of your body, front, back, side, then you can start understanding where all of your muscles are coming from, because it's not just one side of your body, right? Good. Last one. And come on up. Let's take it to a straddle. We're going to see where our legs are kind of sitting. Good. Relax into the quads. Wiggle the knees a little bit. Make sure they're feeling good where they are. If you need to move your glutes out of the way as well, just sit on the sit bones. And then slowly walk yourself forwards. Not too forwards. Try to keep the knees up. You want to see how far you can take yourself with bringing your belly button down to the ground, right? Your hands could be there for support in front of you. Good. Now move your feet around. So flex and point your toes. You can go opposites. You can go same. I like the opposite. It kind of rocks your hips back and forth sometimes. Good. Come back through center and then walk it down a little bit more. Still trying to think about the belly button down to the ground. No, you're not coming out. Come back in. And then rock back and forth. Move it around. Okay, come back into neutral. Last big walk. How far can you go? You can even drop down to those elbows maybe. And move the legs around. And slowly come back to center. Walk it all the way back up. Woo! That's your middles. Bend into one leg. Square off your hips. You're going to pull one leg back a little bit more. Take note that your knee is facing up to the ceiling, and your foot and your ankle, your big toe should be aligned with almost the inside of your shin. So when you're taking a look at your foot, just make sure that's where it is at all times, whether you point or flex. Ready? Take a big breath in. Let's go square it off first and walk it down forward. Now here's what's cool is sometimes you get 2 different types of stretch, one behind the straight leg and then one in the hip, right? So if you can relax that opposite knee down to the ground and think about the stretch from the side, sometimes you get that nice hip hanging stretch. Good. Flex into the toe and point the toe. Flex in the toe and point. Keep it going. Last one. And sink a little bit further. Hang out here for a second passively. And then move it around again. Flex and point. Flex and point. Keep breathing. Come back through neutral and sink. Last sink. How far can you go? Good. And slowly walking it all the way back up. Ooh. Woo. All right, realign. We got to go the other side. Move, legs, move. All right. Opposite side. Leg is nice and straight. Make sure the hip is in. Square off the shoulders. Take a big breath in at the top. And then exhale slowly. Walk it down forwards. Now, same thing. You're trying to bring your belly button down. So as much as we're rounding, are you allowed to bring that belly button first and then take your shoulders with you? Good. Flex into the toe and point the toe. Flex and point. Keep it going. Relax the ankle and sink a little further. Ooh. Oh, I found a good hamstring connector. I don't know if you did. Good. Sink it down. And flex and point. Let's go last one on this. Good. Relax the ankle. And how far can you go down on your last exhale? Ooh. And slowly walk it all the way back up. Good. All right, relax it out. Grab a quick 10-second drink of water, and we're going to move it on. Solid. All right, what do you want to work on? Point at something. What's the mid-back? Oh, thoracic area? Lower lumbar spine. All right, lower lumbar spine. You're going to get educated on this one. Lower lumbar spine connects between two places, and it's your job to figure it out because it's your body. So either your hamstring is here, and this is quite tight, or your thoracic area is pulling down in your shoulders as well, right? So where does it come from? Sometimes, if you are my dad, it comes from your calves because you've walked mostly under toes the entire time. All right, so we're going to work on where that is, but let's go in through a little bit of a zombie pose, okay? So bring your knees a little bit wider than hip width apart, so like a semi-straddle. It comes from a rounding of the chest. So you're going to square off your shoulders over to one side. Take a look at that knee. You're rounding in through the chest. Take a look at me first. Here, right? The rib cage is over top of the hips, and you're relaxing into the shoulders. If you do this, you're stressing it out a little bit, and it never really connects. So by rounding, that's where we're going. From here, we're going to walk all the way through center. So it's kind of like a little bit dead. That's where zombie pose comes from. And then all the way over to the other side. Okay, we're going to see what that feels like. Let's go. Square off your shoulders. Hands come on either side of your knee. Take a big inhale, and then exhale, round through the chest. Take your chin with you, and just hang out there for a second. What does it feel like? You can walk yourself down a little bit further, too, if you need a little bit more of a stretch. If you're super bendy, you could start bringing your belly button down to your quad, but you don't want to negate the rest of your back. Good. Slowly come in through center. Hold here for a second. Relax. And then over to the other knee. Ugh. And then what's different? So right now, even though I don't personally feel it in my legs, I can feel cross shoulder. So shoulder to hip is attached, right? What do you feel between hip and hip? Good. Come all the way back through center. Now slowly go side to side. Literally. Pull yourself over to one side. Is your right shoulder connected to something? And then back through center and over the other side. Take it slow back and forth. You can even give yourself a good pull down. So for those of you who have a little bit more bend, your opposite arm can come on the outside of your leg, and you're pulling your shoulder down towards your knee. You can start grabbing a little bit closer to your ankle. So if you're grabbing with the outside of the hand, slowly pull the elbow up. Good. Last one, back and forth. Nice. Come back in through center and all the way up. Nice. Did you feel something? Yeah? Then we win. All right. Let's work a little bit. Come on to hands and knees. Let's see how our hip rotations are doing. Ready? Good. Knee comes up to chest. Open all the way up. Legs parallel to the ground. Squeeze the glute in the back. Close the hip and roll. Knee, lower back, middle back, upper back. That's your spine segmentation. Bring your knee to your forehead. Nice. Then leg comes to the outside. Keep it going. Squeeze from the glute. Open the hip. Close the hip and roll. Ooh. Okay, take it at your own pace. Try to connect with that leg. Last one, all the way open, all the way closed. Awesome. Woo, that one hurt today. Good. Switch to the other side. Take your knee right to your chest. Open the leg up. Open the hip up. Squeeze from the glute. Close the hip and roll. Knee, lower back, middle back, upper back. Roll it through. Good. Take it to the outside. Keep it going. All the way open. Last one. All right, relax it down. We're gonna go into our hips a little bit and just sink and settle, play around. Now, if you have knee problems, such as myself, if you want to put a pillow behind your leg, you're more than welcome to. But we're gonna go into a very deep child pose. Okay, so if you ever need to put a pillow here or here in front of your knees, feel free to do so as well. Play around with it, see how it goes. All right, knees are nice and wide. Feet are actually gonna stay kind of together, but maybe like a foot apart. Sink your hips back, sink your butt between your heels, and you can decide to keep your arms in front of you or take them behind you and relax. Bring the forehead down to the ground. And think about where your hip flexors are. So they're in the front of your body. Are you able to massage them out? Let's go side to side. Slow over to one side, open from the hip, slow over to the other side. Now, when I say sway, start off slow, see where it goes, and then start to get bigger in that sway to see how far your hips are moving in either direction. Start to acknowledge your range of motion. Good. Last one, back and forth. Come back in through center and sink it down a little bit further. Hold. Good. And then slowly come all the way back out. Good. Relax into the legs. I like that Bolt is ordering something right now. That's awesome. All right. We're going to slowly move back into our 90-90 split. Ready? Feet are going to be wider than hip width apart. Take your knees over to one side. Let's see how our 90-90 split feels first. Flex into the toes. Push the knees down on the ground. Open through the chest. Good. Push your heels back into the ground. Over the other side. Woo. Knee pushes. Shoulder opens. Oh, there's something stuck. Acknowledge if there's something stuck. Good. Last one, back and forth. Other side. Good. Back over to the original side. 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Square your feet off. Square the shoulders off. Relax from that back hip. So this time, this guy kind of gets stuck sometimes. Relax it as much as possible. Hands come in front of that shin. Take a big breath in. And exhale, walk it down nice and slow. You can decide how far you'd like to go down. I personally like to be in my hips. I get really into my hips quite easy these days. And so by a straight arm and lifting from the chest, I can push my belly button to the ground. Sometimes if you want to round, you can round, but it comes to a different place. So are you able to align yourself, find that straight place between your hip and your rib and walk it down? Yeah, you're here for like a good 20 more seconds. Breathe into it. And slowly walk all the way back up. All right, other side. Heels driving the ground. Square off those legs. flex into the toes. Take a big breath in, and exhale, slowly walk it down. Last big breath. And slowly walk it all the way back up. Lovely. All right, back to your original 90-90. We're going to add a twist to it. So 90 degrees, knee, hip, rib, shoulder, one straight line all the way down. Connect your elbow to the floor and open your hand. Push tall through that shoulder. Good. Take a big breath in at the top, flex through the hand, open. Exhale, hand comes underneath the arm, twist, take your neck with you and round. Good. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Elbow comes up, hand opens and flexes. And exhale, take it down. Take it at your own pace, all the way up and all the way down. Find a pretty nifty sense of flow. I challenge you. And you can even play around with your arm. So depending on where you like the stretch, you can take the arm higher to your ear. You can take it closer down to your hip. I like to be active in it sometimes, like really trying to root my knees into the ground and adding that extra twist. Last one, all the way up and all the way down. Take your time. Whew. Okay, come back to neutral. Let's go the other side. Ugh. Ready? Knee, hip, rib, shoulder, one straight line all the way down. Connect that elbow. Strong through the base arm. Take a big breath and lift up tall. And exhale, round the chest and reach underneath the armpit. Twist. Good. When you're ready, inhaling at the top, open through that top arm. And exhale, twist it out. Good. Last one, all the way up and all the way down. And come back into neutral. Whew. All right, grab a quick drink of water and we're going to finish off on our back with a couple series. So in the last half of this, basically hang out on our back. We're trying to figure out what's happening between here and here in our hip and our lower back. We're going to start off with a twist and then we're going to do some reaches. Watch first. So it's going to twist. You can decide to have 90 degrees, split once, wrapped, or wrap bound twice. Okay. So you can decide where that is. Your top knee is the top one. We're going to drop over, hang out there for a bit, and then we're reaching. So making sure to really roll back. Okay. Let's go. Onto your back you go. Let's start in cactus arms. Decide your legs. You want split once, bound twice. Take a big breath into the top. And exhale, drop your legs over to one side. Now try to relax the shoulders. If you need to move the shoulders to make them connect more to the ground, feel free to do so. Make sure your ankles are comfortable. Make sure your lower back is comfortable. Start to sink into it rather than resist it. And slowly roll over to one side. Good. One arm is underneath you, your shoulder rolls under. You can take your head, relax it down. Take a big inhale, reach forward. And exhale, bow and arrow backward. Shoulder, shoulder connects to the ground. Open that back arm. Relax. Good. Inhale, coming all the way back through center. Reaching forward. Exhale, shoulder, shoulder. Bow and arrow and twist. Keep it going. Make sure you're finding your breath work. If you find something that feels amazing, stay there. Last one, all the way forwards and all the way backwards. You're going to hang out on your back, arm extended, hang out in the twist. Hold here. And slowly coming back through neutral. All right, use your muscles appropriately, unwind yourself, make sure your back is safe. And we're going to the other side. Make sure your spine's nice and aligned. Arms come into these cactus arms. Our legs are up. Decide how your legs are. 90 degrees, split once, bound twice. Take a big breath in. Good. Exhale, drop it over to the side. Make sure your shoulders are feeling comfortable. There's always one side that's better than the other. And I say that in annoyance for all of us, not just myself. Good, and slowly take yourself over to the side. Shoulder tucks under, arm is extended. Good, take a big breath in, reach forward. Exhale, bow and arrow that elbow backwards and twist. Ugh. If you make a noise about it, it feels better. When you're ready, take a big inhale coming all the way forwards, reach forwards. And then exhale, twist it out. Good, take it at your own pace, all the way forwards, all the way backwards. Good, last one, all the way forwards, all the way backwards, hang out at the back. Holding here. Make sure the shoulders feel comfortable. And slowly coming back into center. Nice. Unwind yourself. Make sure your spine feels good. And let's relax. Both legs down to the ground. And take one big breath in. Exhale, lift the knee up. Let's see how our hips are feeling. We're going in for a little end hip cool down. Try to relax into the hip. Let the butt drop to the ground. Don't keep tension in your neck. Last big breath. Give it one last big squeeze. And slowly relax it all the way back down to the ground. Realign your hips. Relax your neck. Take a big breath in. Exhale, lift the knee up to your chest. Find a good comfy position. Don't squeeze into your neck. Try to let your hip drop to the ground. What's happening between your quad and your belly? Keep that breath going. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling nice and slow on the way out. Last big breath in. And exhale it out. Let the leg go. Whew. All right, last big squeeze of the day. Are you ready? Bring both knees up to your chest. Get yourself set up. Make sure your spine's feeling good. And when you're ready, bring yourself into the smallest ball you possibly can. Do you want to grab your feet? Do you want to grab your shins? Do you want to bring your elbows down to your side? What is it? And hold. Squeeze as tight as you can. Lift your hips off the ground a little bit more for 5, 4, 7, 3, and 1. Come all the way back down. Everyone's like, I never know at that point. Relax. Let your spine come back. Take one last big breath. Lift your arms over your head. Press your feet away from you. And slowly relax it all out. Whoa. When you're ready, meet me in seated. Oh, that was crazy. That was a good class. Yay. Happy StretchFit all. Woo. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, we had a little bit of a thing this morning, or this one earlier this morning in this stream. But if you could give feedback, that would be awesome, because then it helps us too. Cool. I'll see you later. Ciao.